Chefeteers, thank you for joining us. Today we are on our fourth excursion on our journey to an organized kitchen, and we're back with Professional Organizer Pam. Pam, thank you for chatting with us today.
Yes, absolutely. It's wonderful to be here.
So today we're going to talk about drawer organization and how to really maximize that coveted space in your kitchen. But first, Pam, what is the most common question you ever get asked after someone learns that you are a professional organizer? And are there any funny questions of note to?
Well, usually people say, oh, is it easier to organize other people than it is yourself? They want to know that. And I'm like, yes, absolutely. Because I don't have any connection to things, and I can sometimes see, oh, do these go together for you, and come up with a new system that they didn't even think of. Another thing people will comment would be like, oh, I could never do that. Or people are like, oh, I would love to do that. So it's interesting. It's like 50-50.
Yeah. So drawers are very coveted space in the kitchen. And so how do you decide which items are like top league and they get to call the drawers their home?
Well, we go back to that 80-20 rule. So the key thing is that you're going to end up using 20% of your kitchen items 80% of the time. So those 20% are the ones that you want closest at hand. So that's usually going to be around the stove or around the sink. One way you can look at it is, ooh, the gadgets I know I've got to have, but I don't use very often. You're looking to put those together the furthest away in your kitchen. Whereas things like your knives and your cutting boards and your favorite spatulas and tongs around the stove, you're going to have around the stove, like we talked about, on the surface in a container or in a drawer that's close to the stove.
So sometimes we have drawers that have a lot of space to them. And can I use maybe containers that I already have within that drawer to keep it more organized?
Absolutely. And as you know, I love containers. And so these are the kind that you can pick up at many stores for not very much money. And they contain, think of it as these are your fun things and you want to contain. So you're going to make like little families of kitchen items, family of kitchen items. Then the other thing is I love to use cans and containers from the store. And so you clean this out and now you've suddenly got a place for, this probably would be best for chip clips, so that kind of thing. All right, so Chef Nakia, I wanted to show the drawer already organized with quite a few things. You can see that there are a lot of items in here. And if I did not have these organizers, it would be a lot of digging around to find items. So here, because I use the measuring cups the most, I have those in the front. And then this is to help open jars. I like to have tongs. You know that we talked about tongs beside the stove. And then these are tongs that I like to use for serving. Then it kind of moves to things I don't use as much. And so the grater, a smaller grater, the pizza thing, which is sharp, so I wouldn't want people to go digging in for this. So that's why I have it in a container on the bottom. And then, if the electricity goes out and I need to open a can, this is a hand, oh my gosh, a hand can opener. And then on this side, I have more tongs. So I am a fan of tongs, as you can see. And then these are things I hardly ever use. Maybe some of you do. What is this called?
Microplaner. So it's great for lemon zest or like nutmeg if you have a whole clove of nutmeg.
Thank you, Chef. And then this is fun. I got this as a gift. So this is a guacamole. Since I wasn't sure I would remember how to use it, I went ahead and kept the directions here because it shows all the different things because I use it so infrequently. I thought, I'm going to keep those. The good pictures. And then one of my favorites, this is the ice cream scoop that Chef Nakia's mom bought me. Your hand warms it up and the ice cream just comes right out. So I wanted to show that you can get a lot of things in a drawer and you get to arrange them the way that it makes sense to you. And now I have discovered if you don't push the things all the way back, you'll get like another, hey, surprise, another tong. Oh, and then this is really fun. These come all attached. I just set them apart, but you know me, I'm not just going to throw them in there. I want to give them a little home so they can all be together in their colorfulness. All right, so that is one way to do the kitchen items in the drawer.
Wonderful. So what is your opinion on the junk drawer?
Yes. Well, the junk drawer, I personally don't have one, and that's because I have a small house, so I can very easily get to my rubber bands and batteries and things like that. And I believe that what would be great is to think of the junk drawer as a treasure drawer. And so I have some things that I have tried to recreate, and I'm going to show you how we're going to arrange them in this drawer. And this drawer is quite big, so you can see that I have my dish towels and dish rags here, but I'm going to save this other side for the treasure drawer. This is what you would actually do at home if you would like to turn your junk drawer into a treasure drawer. You would bring it all out, and maybe it would be great to put newspaper down or something, or a paper bag open, because often there is a lot of dust and dirt in the junk drawer. These are the 4 items I think ought to be in the kitchen treasure drawer. So paper, so a pad of paper. This is a Post-it, and tape, and then a pair of scissors. Now, this is a great place. The other place I like is on the side of the refrigerator. I have used some hooks. So I have one pair that I use for opening containers, and then I have another pair that says flowers on it that I use for cutting flowers. But that's the kind of compulsive label making person I am. I don't expect everybody to do that, but I wanted to give you the spectrum of, you're lucky it's just thrown in the drawer versus you really want to have it be labeled. Then the other thing are a couple of pens, because gosh, when you have an idea or you've run out of something in cooking, you can grab these and write it out instead of saying, oh, I'll remember that. All right. And then we have some tools and utility knife. These are wonderful for cutting up. Some of the packaging of food is truly like vacuum sealed. And you're wondering, how am I going to get this open? So to decrease the frustration, just get out the tool, get out the best tool. And this is, I think, probably one of the most unused helper in the kitchen. Would you agree, Chef Nakia?
Absolutely. I do feel like you see them in professional kitchens all the time. But yeah, at home, most people just keep them in the garage.
And then batteries. Oh my gosh. So the biggest thing about loose batteries, what's the question, Chef Nakia?
Like with like?
Yes.
Yeah.
And is it a new battery? Can you tell if it's a new battery or an old battery that doesn't work and somebody just threw that in there? Because people have been known to do that. So that's what I want to demonstrate is, let's say you've got batteries, but you want to know, wait a minute, which one did I throw in here because I want to dispose of it correctly, but not now, and which ones are actually working. So one of the things to do is to just take that tape and tape them together And of course, if you're compulsive like me, you would write good, like these are good batteries. But again, you can just say, hey, the tape puts them together, meaning they're ready to go into a device. And then let's say a battery is one of those that's dead. You could use a can like this to hold it and keep it separate. You could also take a resealable bag and put that in there, and you could write, so because if you live in with a family, you live with other people, a roommate, anybody, it's going to help to say, you know, dispose of, or bad battery, bad battery. Okay. All right, and moving on to the next things here, I have assorted rubber bands and clips. And as you know, these clips can be big and small. And what do you use, Chef Nakia? Do you use something like this, or do you use the usual bigger clips for?
We have some of each. I do like using the little ones because they can grip onto less baggage. Same with like dried beans. Sometimes, you know, you open the bag and you might only use a quarter cup or half a cup. And so the chip clips they're kind of too big for that. So I'll use the little clips for like smaller bags that are mostly full. They just kind of have a corner that needs to be sealed.
Yes. I have this stuff, and I'm going to, again, think about like with like. Rubber bands in here, and the clips in here. You can already tell that I think of these as a grouping. So they could go in something like this, or you can see how well they go here, and you can still easily reach everything. Okay, and then the tools. So here I've got 2 sizes, so you just see, okay, ooh, which one, you know, okay, that would leave lots of room. It's like, oh, okay, well, how about this one? Oh my gosh, like it was made for it. All right, and then the batteries. Let's imagine I've got a plastic bag for the bad batteries, and then the good batteries are together. Even here, you think in terms of what do you use the most. So I would say you're going to use this the most, so that's going to go in front. Tools are worth digging for. So what you can see is I have the scissors and the paper, and then the clips are right there. So you just open up, don't even have to open the drawer all the way, but you do open the drawer all the way for the batteries in the back, the rubber bands in the round pink container, and then the tools. That's how you turn your junk drawer into a treasure drawer.
Nice. And then if there is more space, is it useful to almost put like a miscellaneous items bin where, you know, maybe it's something you find and you think I'll put it away later, but maybe just to get it off the countertop, out of the way for now, and then later on, you know, all right, this is my one bin that I need to sort through.
Absolutely. So that could be something like that, or this, or one of the plastic containers you get at the store, muffins or something like that. So what's so great there is it's clear. So you can be contained, but you don't have to guess what's in it. You can see through. So that's a great idea. Yeah, I'll get to it later. I'll put it away. And that is the best habit, is once you have a system that you like, the biggest part about it is maintaining it. So maintaining it means you put things back where you had them. And that saves you so much time in the kitchen and makes you happier in the kitchen. And I do recognize it's not something that comes easily to many people. So hang in there, keep patting yourself on the back, and keep putting things away where you got them, and say, is this working for me? And if not, you try something different.
Thank you, Chefeteers, for joining us today. We hope you learned some clever tricks about organizing your drawers and some methods that you can incorporate into your kitchen at home. Join us next time when we start talking about organizing as a team, and we look forward to chatting again soon. Thank you.